Support this podcast via our Patreon and get more writerly goodness. Visit patreon.com/nanocast to join up.
Welcome to NaNoWriMo Every Month. My name is J. Daniel Sawyer. I'm the author of some 20 books, 34 short stories, and numerous articles and other things, and I am your guide on this journey to use NaNoWriMo to level up to professional output levels. Welcome to The Questions, Day 5. And I've got another Stormcast for you today. Sergeant Mike writes, as an unpublished author working on your first book, how do you find subject matter experts to assist? Without examples to show them, how do you find experts to help when you need help? Fact-checking and using experts is mostly a matter of having the gonads to ask. It doesn't really matter how much stuff you've got published because, generally speaking, if you call someone on the phone and say, hi, I'm a novelist, blah, 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 they're not going to say, oh, really? How many books have you done? They're not going to say, I've never heard of you. There are so many writers in the world that the chances that anyone in particular has heard of you, even if you're Clive Barker, is very, very bad. So what you do is, first of all, you want to not abuse the goodwill of the experts. You want to get as good a grounding in the subject as you reasonably can before you go and tread on their time. So if you're looking to go resolve a question about faster-than-light travel, you don't want to show up not knowing about the theory of relativity and how that plays into things. If you're wanting to ask questions about something to do with a gun, you don't want one of those questions to be, how do I tell the difference between a revolver and a semi-auto? You want to show up with fairly well-informed questions that won't provoke a RTFM type of answer. If you're looking for something to fact-check something you've already written, that's a much bigger ask because you're asking someone to read something. You're not just asking a couple of questions that they can answer in 5 minutes. You're saying, here is a scene or a chapter or a book. Can you please tell me if I've got X aspect of it right? And if I haven't, or is there anything in particular that I've done badly that would screw up my plot if I did it right? That's a huge favor to ask somebody, and so you want to not get yourself in a position where you're asking those kinds of favors of people willy-nilly. If you're writing the kind of stuff that will mean that you need someone like that more or less on staff frequently, then at that point you almost want to have someone on staff. Cultivating those kinds of relationships take time. They don't just take experience as an author, but they take people skills. If you want to get someone's help, you need to be in a position to be able to either provide them with help or provide them with something they value. If they're a fan of yours, that's easy. Acknowledgements, free copies of the book, whatever it is, that can do the trick. If they're not, then expecting them to read over large chunks of a manuscript is probably not realistic unless you're paying them. So my advice on how to do this when you're writing beyond your expertise is to not write so far beyond your expertise that you're risking screwing up your story through sheer ignorance, and then approach experts on a fact-check basis or a premise-check basis rather than on a review and fix basis. Honor their time and credit them with the help they give you, and they're going to be much more likely to want to do it again. And exhibit both confidence and respect when you ask. Those things go a long way in human relationships, especially in an era when manners are vanishingly rare. I'll see you tomorrow. NaNoWriMo Every Month is written and presented by J. Daniel Sawyer and produced by Artistic Whispers Productions. Visit our website at NaNoWriMoEveryMonth.com and leave a tip in the tip jar to support this podcast. NaNoWriMo Every Month is copyright 2015 by J. Daniel Sawyer and Artistic Whispers Productions and released under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license.